You won't believe how this Ninja made its way to us for a full service. She just refused to start. The rider had no choice but to send her over on a tow truck. Talk about being dramatic, huh? Our team pushed her into the garage, and now the challenge is to see if she'll leave on her own two wheels. The problem what she had will be revealed towards the end of this video. Let's dive in. First things first, we placed the bike on the ramp. No more lazy lounging for this Ninja. Shall we get to work? The bike's now on the paddock stand and we've tied her down with ratchet straps. Safety first, always. Next, we stripped the bike down piece by piece. Now it's as exposed as a biker at the beach without his gear. We opened up the airbox and voila, there it was, the air filter sitting snug alongside the velocity stacks. With that out of the way, the throttle body was staring back at us. A little dirty, but nothing a good clean can't fix. Not bad at all, but we can do better. Once we loosened the spark plugs, it was time to call in the magnetic tool, aka our trusty spark plug extractor. Out they came looking, well, let's just say we'll take a call on whether they need replacing. Spoiler alert, they do. Next, it was time to deal with the brake calipers and front tire because we're checking the cone set and the front forks. Both forks came off and then we loosened the check nut, making it easier to remove the handlebar. Underneath that, the lock nuts. Once removed, we could finally expose the cone set. And oh boy, look at this. Rust and grease had thrown a party down here. And it's safe to say it was time to clean up. Let the cleaning games begin. We kicked things off with the throttle body, scrubbing it until it was squeaky clean. Next up, the front calipers. We took them apart, pulled out the pistons, cleaned them thoroughly, greased them up and reassembled everything like a puzzle we already knew the solution to. Now, back to the cone set. Out with the old, in with the new. Fresh bearings were installed, everything was greased up, and we popped the lower T back into place. Tightened the check nut, reattached the handlebar, and secured the lock nut. Everything's falling into place. Time to check the forks. We took a peek at the fork oil and well, yikes, that oil's seen better days. Not only that, but the fork seals were busted. No worries, we've got a shiny new set right here. Once the seals were swapped, we filled the forks with fresh oil and reassembled them. And just like that, the front section of the bike service was officially complete. With the front shocks fitted and the wheel bearings greased, we were back in business. The throttle body, now cleaner than my conscience after a day off, was fitted back, followed by the spark plugs. Now we shifted the ratchet strap to the front because, drum roll please, it's time to dismantle the swing arm. After loosening the rear shock mounts and the central axle, the swing arm gave way. Our mission? To clean and grease every moving part and bearing we could find. The mounts where the shocks and swing arm bolt in have these pin bearings which, after a thorough clean and grease job, were looking brand new. This whole process took us about an hour and a half, but hey, quality takes time. With everything cleaned, we reassembled the swing arm and tightened the main axle. Next, we bled the rear brakes because who doesn't love a good brake bleed? Oh, there were two problems with this bike. One, rats had messed up its wiring, which we sorted out. Two, the starter relay was not working, which we replaced. Yeah, that was busted too. You're welcome. Now, for the final touch, we hooked up the vacuum gauge to calibrate both pistons. After a few tweaks, everything was purring like a kitten, or should I say like a well-tuned ninja. We reinstalled the airbox, popped the air filter back in and secured the petrol tank. All that remained was the oil filter, out with the old, in with the new. We used Schäffer 10W40 Premium 9000 engine oil, the good stuff. Now we can confidently say this Ninja will be rolling out of our garage on her own wheels. If you loved this video, stick around. There's plenty more coming.
Kyffs Customs.